Hi everyone, I'm Mehzad Sir and I have overall 22 years of experience all in leading cybersecurity and technology while working for financial industry, telco, power, energy, oil and gas, FMG sectors in Pakistan, Middle East, and Europe. And thanks to Skeptics to invite me to talk about this interesting subject, which is transformation, injecting disruptive technology at the Digital Transformation Conclave 2021 event. So, to start, in 1998, Kodak had 170,000 employees and sold 85% of all photo paper worldwide. And within just a few years, their business model disappeared and they got bankrupt. And what happened to Kodak will happen, unfortunately, in a lot of industry in the next 10 years. And most people don't see it coming. Did you think in 1998 that 3 years later you would never take pictures on paper film again? In past, yet digital cameras were invented in 1975. The first one only had 10,000 pixels, but followed Moore's law in present. So, as with all exponential technology, it was disappointment for a long time before it became very superior and got mainstream in only a few short years. Now, in future, it will not. It will now happen with artificial intelligence, health, autonomous, and electrical car, education, 3D printing, agriculture, and jobs. So this table shows the sequence of the five industrial revolutions. You will see how each revolution set the scene for the next one. Note also the time period of each revolution. The first revolution mechanized the textile industry. The second industrial revolution gave us the assembly line, high volume industrial production, and high mass consumption. The third allowed information to be captured in digital format and to be cost effectively transformed, manipulated, and transmitted. The fourth industrial revolution has provided us with robotic, artificial intelligence, augmented reality, and virtual reality. There were nearly 2 centuries between the first and the second industrial revolution, and now fifth industrial revolution has been started. Imperial Tech Foresight has developed a table of disruptive technologies, from smart nappies to buildings that eat pollution and artificial assistance to 3D printing of pharmaceuticals. They look at emerging technologies that can change our world in the coming 20 years and more. The table of disruptive technology is designed to make people think. The table consists of 100 potentially disruptive technologies, which we have defined as those capable of significant social, economic, or political upheaval. Now, these are disruptive innovation happening now. For example, passenger drones, wireless energy transfer, deep ocean wind farms, predictive policing, etc. And these are disruptive innovation in front of you, which will come in next 10 to 20 years. For example, autonomous robotic surgery, human biohacking, Internet of DNA, self-writing software, programmable bacteria, smart dust, human organ printing, autonomous passenger aircraft, computerized shoes and clothes. And these are those disruptive technology which will come after 20 years. For example, battlefield robots, invisibility shields, data uploading to brains, DNA data storage, male pregnancy and artificial wombs, e-tagging of human implantable phones, low-cost space travel, dream reading and recording. And these are disruptive technology which will come in indefinite time, highly improbable, but not actually impossible. For example, digital footprint eraser, human heat, human head transplant, space elevator, whole Earth virtualization, self reconfigurable modular robots, etc. Since artificial intelligence can process and calculate a lot more information than human, it will make sense to incorporate this technology into the decision-making process. However, one venture capital firm in Hong Kong is taking this concept to the extreme. Deep Knowledge Ventures, DKV, made history when it appointed the first artificial intelligence robot to the board of directors. Even though Vital, the artificial intelligence robot, does not have an official position or title on the board, the managing partner of DKV said that the company would not make any positive investment decisions without getting approval from this artificial intelligence based Vital robot. The reason this company thinks so highly of Vital is because they credit this robot with saving the company from bankruptcy. Take another example, adopted a unique camouflage system. It sounds more like a scene from a Harry Potter movie, but the DA system is making the reality possible by developing a unique camouflage system called adoptive that allow a vehicle to blend into its surroundings effectively, becoming invisible to hostile thermal imaging system. With pace-keeping operation now often taking place in deserts as well as forests and town, all in the same day, adaptive is capable of shielding large piece of military equipment from detection by allowing vehicles to mimic the temperature of their surroundings to suit varying terrain. It can also make a tank look like other objects such as cow or a car or bushes and rock. So the high-tech camouflage system use modules, which looks like cells in a honeycomb, to cover the flanks of a armored vehicle. The modules are made of elements that can be cooled or heated up very quickly, as well as controlled individually, allowing different patterns to be created. And this technology could be ready to be put into production in 2 years, primarily for different type of vehicles, and in the future used on maritime and air vehicle, which might help to turn a helicopter into a cloud or a wave. Electricity, take another example. Electricity will become incredible, cheap, and clean. Solar production has been on an exponential curve for 30 years, but you can only now see the impact. Last year, more solar energy was installed worldwide than fossil. The price for solar will drop so much that all coal companies will be out of business by 2025. With cheap electricity comes cheap and abundant water. So desalination now only needs 2 kilowatt per cubic meter, and we don't have, the issue is we don't have scarce water in most places. We only have scarce drinking water. So Solar electricity. So in 20 plus years, a company called Solar in Space Solar Power, SSP, converts sunlight in space to electricity on Earth. The sun radiant energy is approximately more than 1000 watts per square meter in Earth orbit. A solar power satellite is immersed in sunlight for 24 hours a day for 365 days of the year. So, solar uh, arrays on the solar power satellite converts this solar power into electricity. Electricity is converted to radio frequency power and transmitted to an Earth receiving station. The ground receive antenna converts the RF power directly into electricity and transmit it to the customers via the electrical grid. So Solar's revolution system design make all weather 24 by 7 zero emission space solar power available at a cost and on a scale that can replace coal, natural gas, and nuclear power generation and will enable SSP to become one of the key source of base load electricity throughout the world with many benefits for our planet. So the big concept is what here? The big concept is imagine what will be possible if anyone can have as much as clean water as he wants for nearly no cost because electricity cost will be dramatically, it will be very much low. There is an app called Moody's which can already tell in which mood you are, right? And there is an app being enhanced that can tell by your facial expression if you are lying. So Facebook now has a pattern recognition software that can recognize face better than human. So the big concept here is imagine a political debate where it is being displayed when they are telling the truth and when not with the help of such technology. Computers become exponentially better in understanding the world. This year, a computer beat the best Go player in the world and 10 years earlier than expected. So, because of IBM Watson, you can get legal advice so far for more or less basic stuff within seconds with 90% accuracy, compared with 70% accuracy when done by humans. So, if you study law, stop immediately. In the US, young lawyers already don't get their jobs. There will be 90% less lawyers in the future. Only specialists will remain. Time is coming when you don't want to own a car anymore. You will call a car with your phone, it will show up at your location and drive you to your destination. You will not need to park it. You only pay for the driven distance and can be productive while driving. Our kids will never get a driving license and will never own a car. It will change the city because we will need 90 to 95% less cars for that. And we can transform former parking space into parks. 1.2 million people die each year in car accidents worldwide. We now have one accident every 10,000 kilometers with autonomous driving. That will drop to one accident in 10 million kilometers with the further improvement. That will save a million lives each year. Also, if you will be owning a car, then after dropping you at office, it will go out for hunting its customer automatically and will make sure that after earning money whole day for you will remain available at 6 o'clock and ready to again pick you from your office to drop back to your home. So bad news for, I will say, for Uber and Cream business model. So most car companies might become, I will say, bankrupt. Traditional car companies try the evolutionary approach and just build a better car, while tech companies, Tesla, Google, App, will do the revolutionary approach and build a computer on wheels. I spoke to a lot of engineers from, let's say, Audi, they are completely terrified of Tesla. Car insurance company will have massive trouble because without accident, the insurance will become 100 times cheaper. Their car insurance business model will disappear. Real estate will change because if you can work while you commute, people will move further away to live in a more beautiful neighborhood. The price of the cheapest 3D printer came down from $18,000 to 400 or $300 within 10 years. In the same time, it became 100 times faster. So all major shoe companies started 3D printing shoes. Spare airplane parts are already 3D printed in remote airports. The space station now has a printer that eliminates the need for the large amount of spare parts they used to have it in the past. At the end of this year, new smartphone will have a 3D scanning possibility. You can then 3D scan your feet and print your perfect shoe at home. In China, they already have 3D printed a complete six-story office building. By 2027, 10% of everything that is being produced will be 3D printed. Agriculture. There will be $100 agriculture reports in the future. Farmers in third world countries can then become manager of their field instead of working all day on their fields. So aeroponics will need much less water. Right now, 30% of all agricultural surface is used for cows. There are several startups who will bring insect protein to the market shortly. It contains more protein than meat, so it will be labeled as alternative protein source because most people still reject the idea of eating insects. So the big concept here is imagine if we don't need that much of space anymore due to such improvement. Education, the cheapest smartphone are already at $10 in Africa and Asia. Until 2024, 80% of all humans will own a smartphone. That means everyone will have the same access to world class education. Every child can use Khan Academy for everything a child learns at school in first world countries. Google is announcing the next step recently in its plan to disrupt the world of education, including the launch of new certificate programs that are designed to help people bridge any skill gap and get qualification in high paying, high growth job fields with one noteworthy feature no college degree necessary. So the new tools would be a game changer for a growing number of people who consider the current education system broken, or for the millions of people who are currently unemployed, much due to fallout from the COVID-19 pandemic. There will be companies who will build a medical device called the tricorder from Star Trek. They works with your phone, which takes your retina scan, your blood sample, and you breath into it. Uh, it then analyze 54 biomarkers that will identify nearly any disease inside you. It will be cheap. So, in a few years, everyone on this planet will have access to this world class medicine nearly for free. Watson already helps nurses diagnosing cancer 4 times more accurate than human nurses. Right now, the average lifespan is increased by 3 months per year. 4 years ago, the lifespan used to be 79 years. Now it is 80 years. The increase itself is increasing, and by 2036, there will be more that 1 year increase per year. So we all might live for a long time, probably way more than 100 years. 70 to 80% of jobs, unfortunately, they will disappear in the next 10 to 20 years. There will be a lot of new jobs, but it is not clear if there will be enough new jobs in such a small time. In the last, I'm closing my talk with Klaus Schwab quotation. These changes are so profound that, from the perspective of human history, there has never been a time of greater promise or potential pearl. Thank you so much. And here is my email and phone in case you want to contact me for any query. Thank you and thank you again.